Hello, 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 everybody, and well, all right. So, been a minute. Last time, y'all met with the clockwork guy, gave y'all a scroll for if you need it for like last minute defense. Um, he gave you an entrance in um within the capital city of Theocracy, and teleported you all to the ruined city entrance. Now, for those who aren't here, ruined city entrance is basically like a stairway going downward. This is the capital city of the Dwarven Empire. Way back when. So, this city is entirely built underground and has several floors going downward. So, you all take a long rest, fresh, whatnot. Morning. Morning. Where you guys do?
It seems like he didn't show up yet. I suppose we should where he would take hiding in. Perhaps wait for an ambush there instead.
Good idea. I'm not as familiar with making ambushes. If any of you have any good idea, like good vantage points that they'd like to maybe like hide at.
Well, I hope that they'll be behind us, or at least not expect us anywhere near this early. But the moment that they would feel safe being around corners. I would wonder, we are traveling underground. I expect it to be dark the whole time. We also know, of course, that Nox has told us that the city is not empty.
Catface kind of pops up and he's like, "Yep, it's actually not going to be that dark. It has somewhat of a magical day-night cycle, so it'll it'll be bright enough to see during the day, and it'll be dark during the night, and you should hide during the night."
Is the darkness not better to travel in? We'll be less likely to be seen.
There are more dangerous things that come out at night than during the day.
Let's kind of look up at the others.
So, what do we do?
Sorry, had to get my drink. Uh, so basically, monsters more dangerous at night, safer in the morning. That's what I heard.
Uh-huh. Safer during the day, dangerous during night.
Do you think he would be traveling during the day? Is it really that dangerous?
Dangerous. I mean, he hid last time we were there. Knox. Transit, but there were a lot of them. Kind of swarm during the night. Ever the beast.
Swarm. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of spells that could help fight against swarms of creatures. I would best play this safe then.
during the day, we really only faced off against like one or two whenever we encountered one of them, so it wasn't that bad. Have Wi-Fi issues.
Uh, yeah.
Like what is? So yeah. Um. Without sort of repeating myself, but actually, I'll go through and explain. So Catface kind of explains relatively what they experienced last time they were there in terms of floor to floor. Um, Relatively simple towards the top, and then it got more dangerous towards the bottom. During the night, there were specific creatures that came out that were terrifying. Um, you They would hide in the houses and they would keep away from all the doors and windows because they would literally like look through all the doors and the windows that were open. Um, and he goes through how um if we just stick today and go through and just like beeline it to each staircase descending, we'll get down there in no time.
All right, as long as we're not seen too much then.
Yeah. Fenrir, you want to take the lead on this one? Take point.
Of course.
I'll stay in the middle then.
As you all bend down first, go down a winding staircase, going further and further down. Along the sides of the staircase, after a certain point, are windows out over the entirety of the abandoned building, abandoned houses, roofs being that were torn off. Uh, some smaller parks. You see one large park on the opposite end, and as you reach bottom, begin to hear um several creatures as they kind of as noises kind of just echo and reverberate around the place. Everything is pretty much as bright as daylight. As you went down in the early morning, it is as bright as early morning.
What kind of sun is this? Kind of like looks up, squints, and like just shakes his head.
As you look up, the sort of like a huge glowing orb in the and as it is radiating light.
At least it's like the other cities. Let's stick to back alleys and sneak our way around. Cat
Good
said
idea.
the way down is that way, and we need to get to the 9th floor. Preferably with as few eyes to mention us. possible.
Best way
Don't
would be
know.
going around outer circle. Be the quickest as well.
Alright. Stay close to the walls and stay quiet. We hunt.
So some stealth rolls.
Yes.
Oh,
25 for Mason.
29.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the thing.
Kelda, where
Oh man.
That is on. Should be D20, not D20. D&D Beyond. I don't see either of theirs. I just see mine.
you refresh?
Okay. Yeah.
Fenrir got a 16, by the way.
There. Want me to roll again?
Yeah, go ahead. I know it's gonna be high. God. High stealth. Regardless.
Gotta love rogues.
17.
Yeah.
It's better the first time.
So the question comes down to actually Fenrir. How do you however far we move, do you want to just play a random encounter, or how do you want to do that?
Okay. So these are just might pop up randomly then.
Yes, a
Mhm.
lot of them will just pop up randomly.
Okay. Every so often be a random encounter, and if everyone passes the stealth roll for their passive perception, we'll see it. We'll basically pass them and notice that we got through without them noticing us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many chances for that you wanted up per level.
I say just up to random 8.
I mean, but rolling a d20 is going to be a whole lot different number than rolling a d4.
How about keep it simple? Do a D100 and put in a percentage in your head.
Oh, okay. You're saying that you're gonna see if there's an encounter and then if the stealth rolls matter.
Mhm.
The
Yeah, we
stealth
can
rolls
do it that way.
definitely are gonna. The stealth rolls will definitely be used. So have. How far is it across the city? Like time wise.
To go across one floor takes about a day and a half.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's not relative to what this is.
Woof.
Gonna be here for a while.
So you'll
That's
get
gonna.
to
That
probably
means going down and coming back up will be months.
yeah, it'll be a while.
We have every reason to believe that he's not here yet. Do we want to wait longer? Ambush him? Or do we like I'm
Well,
sure like Cafe might like mention that that's how far down this goes and that simply walking to our destination is gonna be like a
yeah,
9 times 1.5 like a 15-day journey.
yeah. She
Oh.
does, however, mention. I forgot to put this out there. She does mention during the whole explanation. I forgot to say it myself, but I just remembered myself. So, see the big ol' center spot?
Mhm.
So, when they made the city, to be able for the sunlight to kind of permeate every level, because the main thing in sunlight is on this first level, close to the ground. There, in that center space, is basically a large sheet of glass that is nearly indestructible, that radiates down the sunlight or the night light throughout each level. So, the middle is theoretically capped, and you wouldn't be able to just like quickly descend down there. Now, yes, you can. You don't know what level he's gonna come out of, so he could come out of like the third or fourth level, and if you descend down further, you may miss him. So you
Other
could
way.
stay on this level
We
and
expect him to go down.
Well, you're expecting him to come up. You're expecting him
No,
to leave.
oh. I thought we were expecting him to go to the 9th level.
No. You're
Like,
expecting
from
him
wherever
to
he
show
arrived.
up at some during one level, depending on where it is. You know that his tunnel will lead directly into this city, ruined city. Don't know exactly where he'll end up, but that is where it leads to. Now he's trying to escape, so going into a dungeon might be great to like stay for like a day or two, but eventually you're gonna need to leave, get food and supplies and stuff. And at the very moment, you're at one of the only exits. The other one being where you came from.
Does that mean that we should wait here? Simply.
Mason, like in character, would kind of feel like if it's so hard, if we have to constantly sneak around just to like go to different levels, I think it would be better for us just to stay at the like wait for him to pop up and just keep scavenging for supplies.
Finner is not even necessarily worried about sneaking around. He thinks that we can get around just fine, either killing or uh, sneaking past any problems. It's the entire days where the only benefit we get for traveling for so long is that we might miss him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of thought this was going to be like, let's spend 2 days going down to check the 9th level, and then we'll come back up if he's not there. I also thought the 9th level was his destination, not his rival.
Because he'll arrive into the city on the line. Actually, did you guys get that?
Well,
Arrive
no,
right
we
there?
had good reason to think that he would go down and shelter in the 9th level.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So we thought he was
Yeah.
going to arrive somewhere, possibly even just on the surface, and then go down. So we thought maybe we might meet him right now on the surface, but the only way we can make sure that we meet him is if we go to the 9th level. That was the things we were working under.
Yes.
But if he's arriving somewhere and coming up, then the only place we can guarantee we meet him is surface,
Mhm.
Or here.
which is it's like we haven't traveled that far.
No.
Yeah.
We don't know how far ahead we are. We assume quite a bit, but especially if he needs to take many days to leave the place himself. Could be waiting here for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Why do I keep on forgetting to give you? I keep on forgetting to do this. The first level is the largest. As you go down, the floors get smaller. So if
Doesn't
it
help too
takes
much.
a day and a half to get one side to one side on floor 1, it takes less time on floor 2 and so forth.
Okay. Finero asked the cat how long to floor 9.
I don't really know. I've never gone down. I've only been down to floor 5. That's where the experimental happened. Well, get me. Took us probably, well, we kind of obeyed by the day-night cycle, so probably
I
took
remember it taking
about,
like 5 days. It was like 1 day per place.
yeah, it probably took about 3 days to get down and do what we were doing on 5th level.
Imagining a city so large that it takes in like 8 hours of walking to get across.
Although we did have one person who would decide to veer off in every different direction, so that did take us a little longer to get him to calm down.
So being inefficient, you got 5 floors down in 3 days?
Yeah,
Okay, that's significantly better than 15. Is it worth it though?
I mean, the 9th level is where all the churches are. The where well, the I've heard from being captured because they went down to the 9th level that there are much 3 chapels set up. One with gods that they were in favor for, one that they were more neutral, and then ones they deemed as evil. And apparently there are a lot of holy objects down there, but the soldiers can never get close enough because well, dangerous down there.
I'm obviously partial to whatever most helps us catch the bull. But
Well, if we
there's
think
not
he's
no reason
going
to go down.
down to level 9, could have supplies stashed there.
We think he'll stay there, or at least arrive at some point. Only reason why we were trying to go there was to beat him there and meet him
Well,
for a battle on our own terms.
at this point with the teleportation, we're probably a good 2 days ahead of him. So we might be able to get down there where he does and be able to set a trap.
All right, so we do think that he's arriving that way. It will be most unfortunate if we arrive just a little too late and miss them on the way in.
Like I said, we're probably about 2 days ahead of him. Unless he was working through the night and didn't rest for the past like 3-4 days. That would be stupid.
What do you both think? We could still wait up here to try to meet him.
Well, either way we'd have the elements surprise. Having us be able to camp up here till he arrives gives us more opportunities to like set up a decent trap, but there's a lot of pros and cons.
Especially if he does end up having a stash down there. We don't know how long it would take for him to need to leave.
I also
Yeah.
worry about having to set a trap up here in any method. It's too wide. Don't even know if the cave we came in was the only one.
You didn't come in by a cave, you came in by a staircase.
Sure. If the other fours are smaller, we can at least expect that he would take a visit to the throne room. But again, that has a, if we can beat him there, little caveat to it. Worth the risk?
Uh, yeah, better to be on the offensive with this one.
True.
So in that case, I'll say a chance for an encounter every hour.
Okay.
Um, and of odds that I like. I'll message you. Okay.
Now that's rolling high or rolling low?
Let's see.
Okay.
Okay,
All
and
right.
then from here on, we're going to say that we're sneaking, and we're only going to roll stealth rolls if there's anything to see you.
Okay.
The,
Right.
the
So,
first hour. Do you want me to roll those, or do you want to start rolling those? I don't know how you.
I'll start rolling them. I have dice in
Okay.
front of me. I got my bone dice out.
Fun.
Ace.
I'll send you the results as I roll them. So, first hour rolls by, and I assume you stick with the outer rim.
Yeah, if
As
he
it's
says
going to
it's
be
the
the
fastest.
shortest path on this floor.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we're able to hide reasonably well there.
So as you go down, about there, first hour, as you guys are walking around, about, and generally just staying alert, you see buildings half collapsed, roofs like torn off, but most notably, I want to double check what the double check image so that I don't describe the wrong.
Is there a map that we're in?
Yes. Are you there? Not see the pulsating on the bottom?
What?
Roll
I'm in
20.
like 4 different sites.
Like,
Roll 20.
roll 20.
I don't see any map on Kenka. I don't see.
Roll 20.
Roll 20.
I see a square. Roll 20.
That is because I put you in as the GM so that you can add stuff and move stuff around.
Okay.
So you have
All
to
I
switch
see
your
is-
page where all the
Okay.
players are.
How do you do pages?
There's a little purple thing on the top that has like a little page icon.
Okay.
Now we're on level 1 through 4.
Okay. There we go.
No, you spell the thing correctly, but I don't want to show you the thing. Spell it wrong.
Oh, by the way, a day of travel is 8 hours of travel.
Mm-hmm. It does have like claw-like things. Okay, so I just want to confirm that. So you do see claw marks on roofs that have been collapsed, on like edges of buildings, like claw marks and stuff of things like trying to get into places or just like perching on edges. Roll one more time.
Fenrir,
Yes.
do these claw marks look any familiar, similar to you? You're more akin to those with those type of longer appendages than I.
He'll go up and look at them, and his own hands up against them, judging them for a bit. Any guesses to what they would be?
Go ahead.
Sure. Okay. Apparently, Fenrir is the wrong person to ask.
You have no idea.
Yeah. And there's no help from where I'm from.
No clue. These are foreign to you. They look
Okay.
like claw marks.
Yeah, he'll mention it. It doesn't match any creature that he knows well.
Well, damn.
Perhaps it's some kind of mole.
Could be. They're able to leave marks like this and they're underground. It makes sense.
As you hour, a bunch of more of the same. Up, I actually, as you go up, you see there is a side path could go along and appear down the side path. Looks more the same, and Cafes is like, go down there. It's a dead end.
All right.
Tempting. But let's not in a spot like this.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Kelda is infinitely curious. Is there anything interesting?
Probably an entire city in there, but I would rather explore after we're not on a time limit.
It's true.
That and this place has kind of been picked clean. Ruins are a couple hundred years. Theocracy has kind of destroyed most of the artifacts for religious purity.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're kind of dickheads.
I think you're using too weak of a word.
Moronic?
I'd say that's better. But we can list through the source another time.
In fun, we call them hast.
Head. Another. Everyone only.
It's no, the first stealth will be for the first time people actually run into
Okay.
things, and we'll only roll
So
stealth
that's
when
what,
it matters.
25.
Oh damn!
So,
I just got a nat 20 too.
sorry. Okay.
That's all good.
So, Basin, Hilda, and Fenner just got it. Oh. Hi. So,
You're looking for?
the first one, it's perception.
Passive.
Okay. So did you roll a third number and just not send it?
No.
No, I didn't. I
Oh,
rolled
yes.
the stealth because I thought we was doing another
No,
stealth.
No.
He was sending me his
Me.
rolls, but then like. Yeah,
Sorry.
Okay.
I
It's all good.
rolled it and then I went, oh, okay.
I'll tell you the thing's passive perception.
That's what I thought it was. Okay. Nope. Everyone got it. I thought everyone got it, but I wasn't. So y'all duck down a bit as a little bit before there is another dip off as you see a creature emerge from walkway. A better description of that. It is primarily walking on two legs. It has sort of rope in its hand, and its limbs are very thin, and it's covered in fur, but it's not like bushy. It's more sleek, and it goes with how it is. As it moves across the pathway, it's like looking around, and it's trying to find something.
Fenrir will give a little silent hand gesture to wait a moment and let it pass. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Looks
Mason
around.
will
Go ahead.
Mason will you know, keep low, make sure, like, you know, not spotted.
Alden?
Doing the same.
Okay. So as you guys touch, it turns, starts walking in the direction that you all want to. I
Well,
assume you all follow at a safe distance.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Fenrir will start leading ahead, possibly looking for ways around, but if it turns, he'll be happy to.
Sorry, I thought I left on tape, but nope. But on a piece of glass.
ooh.
As you're following this thing, you're going around. Actually, no, I'll use the perception. Who has the highest passive perception?
Mason has 19.
Yeah, probably Mason's.
20.
All right,
Hey,
Wait, yeah,
Fenrir.
20.
Fenrir,
I
you notice
get
at
advantage,
first,
which is a huge deal for passive.
As you're about to pass this passageway, you notice that it's about to turn around.
I'll
Now, there is
look
an
everyone.
open, abandoned house to your left, and there is a passageway to your right. The passageway is where it came from originally.
I guess I'll duck people into the house real quick.
As you all duck into this house is quite run down, but as you kind of look throughout the house, you see like remnants of people living here, like everyday objects left behind, pots, plates, a large table. Um, there are technically curtains on covering the windows, but they're all tattered and like halfway destroyed. This as you kind of go throughout the house, you kind of see that someone used to live here. The stuff isn't necessarily dwarf sized. It's more like the average size. Um, and as you're going around, you kind of see this house is only one story. So you kind of see as you go into other rooms, you see like remnants of what would have been like a couple beds that are now all broken and torn apart, and um, fireplace, hook, and stuff like that. One notable thing is along the outer walls, notice that there are the gems affixed into like square outlets wall itself. When you touch, it starts to glow.
Fenrir will be mostly watching the window while the others take notice of this, and the moment it kinda leaves or goes back the way it came or whatever, he'll be like, alright, the ghost is clear.
Mason will nod as he'll have his familiar as like a small little owl in case we need a distraction next time.
Nod. Looking over to the little one who I'm sure found glowing gems, like,
Oh yeah, she's definitely just like, not really digging around, just, careful observation. It's like, is there anything
So throughout your
around?
observations, you notice that the gem glows more. You know how like a dimmer. So like if you
Yeah.
move your hand higher up towards the top, the gem starts to glow more. If you bring it down, it glows less.
Ooh,
what you got there?
funky little gem. Might take it. She starts looking to see if it's like, she's like, just to make sure there's nothing that would, go off if
It ain't
she just
cursed, is it?
nicked this.
That would be a lot of cursed things to have in one household.
I can check it later, I guess. Unless one of you can check it now?
Uh, can Mason do an Arcana check if it's cursed?
Of course.
I don't know anything about such magics.
What does the 17 get me?
This is not cursed. Um, these gems you've only read about crystals like this. Crystals aren't with these crystals are basically formed out of light magic. Um, and orbs were able to craft them into lights that were able to be turned off and on at will. Whilst most dwarves typically weren't able to use magic themselves, this offered them the ability to light their homes, be able to have lanterns that wouldn't be reliable on oil or candles, able to see. It helped them tremendously build their empire way back when because they had this ability to just go and mine everything as well as during the night they'd be able to see without any reliance on oil. They could travel for days and nights on end without needing to purchase oil or purchase other supplies. They could just go straight through cities.
All right. Looks like you got a walking candlestick. Basically, condensed lights, magic, and crystal form.
Wonderful. She definitely pockets that.
All right. Have
Oh,
one crystal.
also, definitely not cursed, so don't worry.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to not having someone available to uncurse stuff, really. I never really, worried too much about it because I knew I'd be uncursed pretty much immediately.
Well, at least you have somebody that can tell you not to take the curse stuff when he
Yeah,
sees it.
thanks. It's great, thanks.
No problem. Yes?
As you have the sword on you, don't
Yep. It's on my back.
as you are going through this place, you have like a gnaw on the back of your head. And as Kelda takes the crystal, um, you hear the voice of the sword, which you haven't heard since you entered it the one time. Um, as it says, I remember very
As Mason unintentionally just says this out loud. Uh, oh? I think you saw him before. Yeah, basically everybody sees Mason. He's looking at his sword, unintentionally talking out loud. Now you said communicating in his head, or more like communicating with a sword out loud in his head.
I was the only faithful.
Oh no, no. Remember Fenrir, cursed sword. He says he may have lived here before.
Sword lived here?
The spirit of the sword. Well, actually, maybe the sword itself too. I don't know. But either way, they have a connection.
I mean, depending on where they were
Didn't they make the
turned
sword for you
into a
recently?
sword, may have been both.
Uh, no, no, it was a gift from what was her name? The sorceress. Can't remember.
Mine was made from a sword I had. Was yours not?
or spit and bolt. There it is. Elysia,
Levia.
also known as the Enchantress.
Yeah, the enchantress. Yeah, the enchantress gave me this. I just remember that he wanted to see basically the whole world burn.
I
Right.
I remember murder, kill murder.
Yep,
That
very
was his
Murder,
word,
kill,
not mine.
murder. Hates dragons. Uh, and that's pretty much it.
All right. So I assume Fenrir, you poke your head out and you look both sides, make sure the coast is clear.
Yep, good sniff.
All right, and you go off. Okay, guys are here as another hour passes. That is your fourth hour. Or yep, that's your fourth hour. Um, The sunlight's getting pretty. As you've gone around, sunlight has been getting brighter, brighter. At this point, you estimate that it is pretty much midday now.
At least it's not as warm as some places home.
Well, with how my home felt, they almost feels not too different. A lot of quiet, a lot of dead, and well, kind of trapped, but not as big.
Fall forward. And as you get to it, um, see the light begin to flicker amongst the entirety of the floor. And Cafe's kind of goes, that didn't happen before.
Uh, Mason's gonna like hold his hand next to his rape, like actively look. If he hears that.
Stay silent. If anything, the darkness might help us.
The darkness will help us. That's when the big things
I'm used to big things being around. As long as you're quiet, they don't bother you.
Fun times.
I think I need to show you better times if you consider this one fun.
I think beginning to fail. The enchantment can't last forever. I think this hard to do.
Well, it'll last us a couple days at least.
Hopefully no one
But
spots us and claims it's
even
our fault.
so, I believe days are getting shorter.
Yeah, that means less time for us to make headway.
As he says that, night, daylight being fade, start to go into nightlife, and Catface goes, "All right, we should hold up for a night."
Can't just simply stop.
If you don't want to get swarmed by a bunch of stuff, I recommend we at least take some shelter.
Might be best to, at least for the first night, see what we're up against in the future.
Yeah.
Imagine the beasts here will be the most manageable.
Uh, the night creeps go throughout all of the floors as cafes kind of into this building, which looks to have some less damage than the others. And also the windows are boarded up, so that helps. As he goes through, cafes is like, oh, we gotta block the door somehow.
How do we block the door? It wasn't blocked before.
Any
Table.
furniture that's
Flip the
around?
table up.
Are they going to come barging into random houses?
I've
I
seen
don't
them
think the
do it.
resident minds.
Fine. Like, just kind of pick up a table with one arm. Bring it over.
As you put it against the door, everything. This house as all houses also have crystals. And they begin to glow just softly that you're able to somewhat. As you kind of peer out the cracks, you see large swarms of creatures as they swarm around the pirate teal floor. You see them coming out. At this point, you could probably see, most likely, like the entrance staircase going downwards. You see them all coming out from the staircase in like as if water was flowing out and flooding the place. And as they do so, they're spreading out throughout the whole floor. And you hear fighting, you hear screeching, you hear snarls and snarls as they go throughout and start killing everything inside.
We get any idea for size or what type?
Roll me perception.
All of us or just Fenrir?
I assume you're all kind of like peeking through stuff.
My keen senses help.
100%. Perception.
Does my keen senses help?
got a
This is
12.
just sight, so no.
17.
22.
So actually, that familiar. Is Kelda.
I was looking for general physical descriptions, like size and what type of damage they're doing.
Yeah. I'm thinking something else. No. Well, you can... size, like a medium-sized creature. They are flying very quickly. Throughout the floor. They have, so they're pretty stocky, and their head, not like, there's no like neck that kind of like separates the head. It's just like all one kind of mass that goes across. Like the neck is as thick as the rest of the head and the body. Very large wings. Not too large that they can't fly around, but large enough that it pretty much, their wingspan takes across the whole street. They have very long arms and pretty I would say they're almost like double the size of like human hands with a razor sharp talon. And then their feet they have very short legs with the same kind of like claw like talons on back end of the...
Terrifying.
Yeah. They see extremely well as well. They are picking up mice, they're picking up rats, they're picking up even like slight bits of movement that you can see through cracks. They instantly are looking at it and investigating.
Yeah, Fenrir, there's no way we're taking on those things.
Absolutely not.
Hopefully it will also delay our
Target.
target. We don't know how his relationship to these creatures.
If we're lucky, not fully, he'll be as banged up as anything these critters find, or these monstrosities, more like it.
We're extremely lucky they might get to him first.
Mm-hmm.
If we end up in danger, you both run. I'll try to keep them off. I'm uncertain whether these creatures are intelligent or of the type that could harm me.
Mason's gonna feel his rapier, see if like he's willing to talk, or like the spirit within. And he's gonna ask, "Do these creatures seem familiar too?"
I remember.
Hmm.
I think I grew.
Sadly, a bad time to go down memory lane. Ish.
That was just me.
Oh, I know.
You
I am
might
a
have to
hunter,
wait a
though.
while to go hunting, Mason.
Just a sword going, fish.
I thought it was funnier to just have Mason randomly say fish in front of all of us. I might have to wait.
It
I've
We
ain't
brought
didn't
enough.
me.
go fishing here.
I've brought enough food, but we didn't go fishing.
I ain't talking about me. I'm talking about the sword wants fish.
Can the sword eat fish?
It wants a
Can the
lot of
sword
blood.
eat?
It drinks blood.
Drink it or just absorb it? These are important things to know.
Yes? Question mark?
Oh.
Kelda is making notes of this. Just, this is something, her wife would be interested in. He's a scholar.
And mine just whispers to me about danger.
I mean, my
So,
new knife will suck souls into hell, so.
so Fenrir, if your sandwich has like expired bologna, will your sword just warn you all of a sudden?
It's more like a feeling of anxiety. Really
Isn't that just
often.
anxiety?
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe the witch cursed me too. A lot more on edge.
I mean, you could just have anxiety about the new
Yeah.
situations you've been plunged into.
But I'm practically invincible. Oh. It's a lot of things, I suppose not the types of beasts we've been attacking recently. That seems like they're gonna be crawling all over the place all night. Have a good rest.
Yeah, I'll take first shift to keep an eye.
Alright.
All right.
Settle on this. Thump from right.
Oh no.
I guess we're not
I
sleeping
should
yet.
I should be ready for a fight whenever it happens, especially now that we're away from humans. He's gonna be like, I might stay in my wildest form during this from now on, if that's alright with both of you.
That's fine.
Fine by me.
gets to slowly take off the nice clothes to a brutal transformation, and then get curled up for night sleep.
And night. There is a lot of thumping, a lot of like things landing on the roof of here, as some of you kind of peer out of small cracks to try to see, oh, what are they up to? See if there's a large number of them that land on roofs, start to like devour what they caught. Um, that roof. Um, you see one of the creatures you saw before run across the house, and you see about, I would say this probably when during Mason shift, see about 5 of them go directly after them, after that one thing. And you could just barely see as they tear it apart.
That's damn.
And then it starts, and you see them all hoard and flock down into the lower levels, or down the staircase at least. And then daybreak happens.
Just permanently in hybrid form now and talking more beastly and slower. Just kind of looks at the cat and is like, why they run?
They don't like sunlight.
I look a bit confused like that, and it's like, why?
I think either their bodies can't handle the sunlight or they just feel like more predatory, like how some critters just prefer the night to find their prey.
Fenrir's gonna open the door and be like, tonight, cast torch.
It'd be a good idea.
We can test it.
Yeah. Oh,
Ready?
I wonder if magical light, like the crystals, would work at all with them, or is it just physical sunlight itself?
Brightness. Perhaps.
Yep.
Come on.
Zelda definitely picks up another one of the crystals before they leave, just so she has an extra one for when they test it later.
As you get out, one, and you do see various puddles of blood going away from you in both directions.
When they come by the very first one, Fenrir's gonna lick it and try to decide what creature it came from. Or what type of creature, I guess. Yeah, he'll just take, like, go up to a literal pool of blood, take some doggy licks, chap a bit, and be like, Monstrosity.
Kelda is just, she's a little bit just like, huh, that's a thing that's happened. Okay,
Yep.
I'm going nowhere near his
Mason,
mouth. Good to know. Wasn't
Mason's
planning
just
on it, but
Mason's just not even like affected. He's like, yep. Like average Tuesday for me to seeing this.
He'll start crawling forward, getting ready to sneak around buildings again.
As you cross Howard, this one here, and have everyone roll me stealth.
fun.
Oof. 14 for Mason now.
24.
All right, so you're all able to hide yourselves as you see another one of those creatures that you saw during the day. Now that you know it's a monstrosity, kind of circle around the entrance, the lower levels.
Ever so happening to come right next to Mason. Ever
Good.
so happening to come right next to Mason. You get to see its sharp teeth. It doesn't notice you. Yeah, as soon as it passes, Fenrir will sniff around, nod, and then be like, "Ready?"
Mason gives a nod.
Go stairs. Go down the stairs. Third and fourth. Hilda.
Yes.
Or these crystals, the walls, as you guys are going down and down, and at a certain point, it begins to show windows again, and you're able to see out across full of the second floor. Second floor looks pretty much exactly the same, but smaller. Take any more?
No, not right now.
Okay.
I'm only
So,
planning on keeping one definitely. Any more is like, do we need to test some stuff? Some ideas? If I have
you
more than one at the end of the day, great.
go
More gifts for
down
my wife.
and down. That didn't roll at all. Um, Pretty sure I spelled that wrong.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine.
As you go down, bottom there. And this time, sorry. Oh, my mic's actually doing good at blocking out the dogs barking constantly.
I can just about hear it.
Yeah,
I heard
got,
it as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
barking dogs in the background. You notice that whilst you went down on the side of the park, the up for floor 2 is where the park on the side of the park. So so notice that it's going to be a constant stack of going down a floor, having to go across it, and go down again, across it, and then again. That's how the floors are
Fun.
structured.
No choice but the scenic route.
Yep.
Can I have y'all roll me? Those who want to
Ooh.
think about it more.
I
History.
got a 12.
Got a 21.
Both of you would.
The numbers are reversed.
Both of you will kind of realize at the same time that, oh, this is for invaders. This is so that people can't easily invade the city. Mason, with that 21 though, you have the thought of, oh, this must be for invaders that people can't get down to the where the castle is. But also, there's got to be easier way to get down. Because if, let's say, the king had escaped for a moment, there couldn't just be pathways for just the castle. Like, what if he's in a parade or something? Got to be an easy way to get down to where it's safe. Somewhere.
Yeah, Mason's gonna tell the others that some doesn't make sense. If the king or any higher ups are, stuck, how the heck are they supposed to get out if something were to go down?
Would they use magic? Seems like their answer for everything.
I don't think so. I think there could be a spot around here. Could Mason do a perception roll to check, or should it be
Hilda
investigate?
also do that.
Yeah, go.
19.
Yeah, I'm technically looking for like passages and secret doors, so I would get advantage on that. Yeah,
Yes.
with Dungeon Delver. Mod 20.
So, you're kind of looking around. I'll say that you travel good distance. You guys kind of gravitate a little more into the park. As you guys travel around, my friend, just made it. As you guys go down, you notice that in the grass, now the grass is primarily dead, but you see that there's kind of remnants of like a rough magic circle in the grass itself. Very rough though. Like it hasn't been maintained or kept, and like grass grew it, but now the grass is dead, so it's the earth has kind of shifted. So very rough circle in the ground here.
You seeing what I'm seeing? As he's pointing to the magic circle.
Definitely.
It's a magical circle, buddy. It's a magical circle.
It's magical.
It
The
was
way
used
that
to do magic.
yes,
Gonna go up really cautiously. Okay.
Okay.
It didn't do anything.
give it 5 minutes, you'll turn into a Goliath. Now, if I had to guess, would Mason know what type of circle, like this, like size or like design could do, or would that be like a Arcana
So
roll?
the size itself, you can tell that it's size enough that it can fit like a small group, 5 people at a time. In terms of any sort of identifying markers, it is gone. Be able to tell anything, even with a.
Too hard to say. This thing's too faded.
Any chance? I know it's a long shot, but your sword had saying it grew up around here.
In fact, it was
Would they have
mentioning.
any memory?
In fact, it was actually talking about the spark. As he's gonna pull out his rapier, sit in the middle of the circle, and try to connect with the rapier.
Ah, used to work here. Not at the park, though. Happy
What type of
days. Or
Yeah.
as fire, destruction. Kill. Run your sword through Fenrir there. Come on. He won't expect it. You can do it.
My God, will kill. He'll just like start crawling and going around the group, just looking around with really sharp teeth.
What type of job did you have?
Just ignoring the kill Fenrir.
Aw. I'll tell you everything if you kill him.
Nah. Want to know more about you.
I worked in a shop next to where the adventuring guild was. We mainly made.
So you were a baker.
I didn't bake. I was mainly running the counter, selling people all the baked goods.
Working retail. I get why he wants to kill everyone.
Yep, that's what Mason was about to say next. I bet you have some really, really big reasons why you want to see the world burn. Now,
Honestly, I'm over here thinking of the City of Ember. If anyone's read that,
no.
Nope.
I've seen the movie.
the movie's actually really close.
Go.
Nope. No idea.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. Good book too.
Didn't even know it was a book.
I'll have to look for it on Audible.
It's a series. So if you ever wanted to see what happens after, there's like 3 more books after the first one.
Oh, 100%. I would definitely be looking for those.
Anywho, the sword goes. Why are you interested in this? All it's doing
Oh, I'm
is
sorry.
bringing back bad memory.
Spots. Like, this place seemed very familiar, very personal to you. I want to know why you want to see the world burn so badly.
Why else? Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you run me through Kelda? She let all of you got hurt last time you were facing the squid. All she did was hide.
Kelda is meanwhile just looking around the park. Like,
She
Looking
won't
for
even
anything
expect
someone's
it.
left
Look,
behind.
she trusts you so much that her back is towards you.
Yeah, and I trust her a lot too.
Aw, why don't you indulge me? Just a little bit.
Nah.
Come on, Mason.
Those that cannot have self-control don't deserve it. As he just gets up and puts away the sword.
You disappoint me.
Nothing useful?
As he just shakes his head. No. Except that he was a baker and he used to work around here as a cashier.
Oh, nice.
Ready?
Yeah.
I lead.
Right. Travel. I assume you park. So you guys travel around a bit. Get to about point. As you guys are traveling around, it's much the same. Um, as you, so Mason, uh, go about this spot. As you get around this building here, you feel the sword start to vibrate.
Bakery.
As
As
you
yep, go
look
ahead.
at the
Sorry.
building, the building is completely torched and crumbling. There are only a couple walls left of this building.
As
Vibration.
Mason's gonna say, seems like the sword knows this building. As he points to the decrepit shed.
The vibration intensifies.
Well, he doesn't. Well, yeah, he would probably joke saying it's a shed.
Well, with how destructive the sword is, I wonder if they're the one that, well, did this.
Well, they want to see the world burn and everybody dead, so. But no, I don't think the owner of the sword did this. Oh, I am curious now, as Mason's just gonna start walking towards the building.
You walk towards the building.
Yep.
So as you get to like the threshold of the building, um, the sword vibrates so much that it comes out of the scabbard and falls to the floor.
He's gonna look to Fenrir in case I start going stabby stabby. As he picks up the sword.
Hill?
That's where they killed me. Do it now. Kill them. Kill them. Kill them. Please make me.
No one ever actually told Fenrir what to do if you got stabby stabby.
Basically stop.
Fenrir asked to kill after you said that.
Make me a.
That's what he's gonna do.
Uh, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy, I'm not good with those. Let's see. 12.
Okay. Okay. You feel its grasp onto your mind for a minute, and you're able to yourself from the influence, and let me don't you have my. Why can't you kill something for me?
Because these are innocent people that don't deserve it. So do me a favor and shut the fuck up!
Never. And you hear
Oh,
his
no.
voice vanish from
It-
your head.
It's
For
a,
the moment, at least.
it's a contrarian. Stop talking now.
Hilda kind of just raises an eyebrow at Mason and is like, "You okay over there?"
As
Eh?
you just see him visibly panting, like sweat on his brow. Yeah.
Need a second
As
there, bud?
you all are talking, see a skeleton begin to come across the pathway to the next video.
There's an easy place to do it. Fenrir might try to remain unseen.
Yeah, definitely hide.
Yeah, Mason's gonna hide too.
Okay. Hide. Any stuff?
Well,
It's not because we don't think we can win a fight. We just don't want any
We're avoiding
signs
fights
at all.
for the minute.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I was
plus,
expecting Mason to take out his anger, but he didn't. So that's why
Nope.
my shock was.
I mean, Mason's a very chill guy, all things considered.
I know. But after that outburst, I would have been like, oh yes, go and have a bitch. To release
I mean,
some
if
of
you're
that
mad
anger.
at a sword, if you're mad at a sword that wants you to kill people, you're not going to then kill people when you're angry.
This
Yeah,
is true.
he's
This
more
is
Out
mad
of
at the
punishment
sword.
to the sword.
Be
Mhm.
peaceful. Stab, 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 stab.
All right, so the two of you are good. Mason, I still haven't seen.
Oh, what? You said stealth?
Yeah, still.
Okay. 24.
Okay, so you're all good. The skeleton is this skeleton is dragging a great club as it's going across, and it kind of veers around the corner towards the thing. After a while, you guys duck around, come across. Away from it.
Yeah, no, Mason's just still trying to relax. He's more like, I don't want to say or do anything right now. I just need to chill the fuck out.
The Fenrir will like go up as soon as we get it past. He'll like look alertedly around its sides, but then put a big paw on Fenrir on Mason's shoulder and just be like, "Breathe, did good."
Thank you. Damn Blade wants me to kill everything in sight. That includes y'all.
It's a constant.
Pretty much it. Unless it's thinking about good, better times, it'll start trying to tempt me, and nearly tried to take over me. I just had enough.
Well, I appreciate not being dead, so thanks.
If you want my honest opinion, you all would kill me before I could kill you.
Blood smell good. Just think.
Can you repeat? I didn't hear you there.
He's talking in very few words. Blood smell good. just think.
Yeah. If you while I have this sword and I can't get rid of it, and I don't want this spirit to still exist, just know that there is a sad possibility that this thing may try to take over me.
Sword?
Yeah, my sword.
Well, we'll do our best to like knock you out if that happens, so we don't have to kill you.
I'll take sword. Then.
He shakes his head. You can't take it. As he kind of like just backs up. As
If
he
then,
just
I'll take.
it, cursed. Can't give.
I'll just like squint suspiciously at it, like he's unconvinced that he's ready to move forward.
Yeah.
This guy's entire fighting style is stealing weapons.
I've just given him a challenge.
Exactly.
Hilda is just not used to caring about whether things are cursed, so she's kind of just like, yeah, it makes sense that you'd pick up something cursed. Happens sometimes.
You know, whoops.
You just get cursed for a bit.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie daisy.
Just one of those, Saturday night times. Things just happen.
One of those things that happens.
Just can't help it.
This is why you also didn't question the werewolf thing. It just happens.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
It just
I mean, she
works.
definitely questioned it internally,
Yeah,
but
that's right.
better to make a friend than an enemy.
And by that point, as you guys all go across, you guys like everything, you make it to the 3rd floor before nightfall.
Night soon. Torch.
Jason nods. Set torch.
We're
I
gonna
think
find a little house to stay in, and
Leave a-
presuming it's like almost time. And then
We'll say you get
but-
this house.
cool. Well, outside before we board up, we're going to light a
yeah,
torch
Hilda will like.
up in view.
I was thinking
And
using
then,
one
yeah,
of the crystals or something.
both.
Yeah.
Both in
Leaves
2
one.
separate locations.
One in front of one house and one in front of the other.
Mm-hmm.
Both in view from where we plan to stay.
Yeah.
The torch will only last for an hour, but that'll be enough to figure out if they avoid it or not.
Work.
So, board up your own house. Your eyes comfortable for the night. And as the night starts, same creature comes out. Loving whole place. Goes through the torch. No big deal. In fact, some of them pick up objects and throw it at the torch. And eventually the torch falls to the ground. However, they do not avoid crystal. Pretty much the same exact thing.
What was the however part of it? They didn't avoid either one of them?
They didn't avoid either.
Okay. Fourth shot.
The night continues on. It's more the same. This time though, they don't seem to go after the skeleton. Skeletons kind of just walk along stuff, and here's just fly around and grab mice or other things that are living. Maybe and same thing happens when day comes. They scatter. Now,
Travel
first floor
by
is still
night.
good. However, it is cracked now. From the fall. So, Kelda, I don't know if you want to pick it up or it or.
Yeah, it still takes it. It'll be
Okay.
interesting to find out if the crack does anything to how it works.
Okay.
Oh no, it's now a bomb. It just takes 8 hours to explode.
Sometimes for science, you have to break things.
Set off bombs.
Just how science works.
Yep.
Alright. I lead.
You guys go down to the 3rd level. Same stuff. Down. This time, as you exit and you're about to go the way you've gone before, the street is completely piled with rubble and is completely blocking your path.
By that you mean it's really hard to climb, or there's a ceiling and we literally can't?
There's a ceiling. Yeah.
And so we're on the correct floor, there's no exit.
Nope, the exit's all the way over.
No, I mean, there's no exit from the room we're in.
Like, there's no other way to get there.
No. The pathway. This pathway is blocked. You can
Okay, so
go
the other two
here,
pathways are fine.
Here, yeah.
Go center?
Yeah, that would be best. As you go center, you see why it is. And you see that a portion of this floor got flipped up. And there's just a big old gaping hole. Like I'm talking about quick rectangle here. Like this much is
When
just a
close
big
enough
old
to...
gaping hole. The pathway's still good, but I'm talking about like the actual over here.
Yeah.
Stuff.
When going up to the light and noticing that the left way isn't good is like, Pinner will be like, follow near buildings to hide. Looking at the others.
And Mason nods. Like, yeah, that works.
Sounds good to me.
As you go up, a little cloud like thing kind of drift across the pathway. Everyone stealth. Again.
What did he say then?
19.
I'll take 16.
Okay. It continues to just drift past you. This smoke-like being. Fenrir, you recognize this one nearly immediately as a vampiric mist. You've seen
Okay.
these before in the Uncharted land.
Spirit undead. And he'll kind of point to where the mist went.
It's kind of like gliding around the rim, this like inner rim. As you get to the center rim, you see that there is one that passed you. There is another one opposite of you that's drifting in the same direction at the same speed.
Don't get close. I sense breath.
As you all cross, seeing another vampiric mist come up this way and join the inner circle and then exit out this pathway into the park. Question is, do you want to go into the park to see if there's another circle?
I do.
Fenrir seems to be walking as if to just completely bypass it. So people stop him.
Mason's debating, but his curiosity is a little bit higher, so he's gonna try to go through with Kelda.
Does any of you stop Fenrir?
Yeah, we both kind of
Yeah.
just nod at each other and just like, let's guide him.
He'll
So
just like
Yeah,
look a
nudge him
little
towards it.
confusingly
Park.
as he's crawling and follow.
Go into this park and you see that there are several of them just floating. Mark them out for you. Are there? Get close there. There. They're all kind of just floating there. Can I have you all roll me stealth one more time?
19.
28.
22.
Everyone got high this time. Alright, as you guys are kind of like sneaking through, there's like no movement. As you get to about here, you see there's another circle. It's just as degraded though. But there is another circle. And
Well, because there's enemies and because of the sword and Mason aren't seeing eye to eye, he is definitely not going to try to commune with the sword, that's for sure. This spells a bad idea all over.
Distract.
If it's just as degraded, let's just leave.
Yeah, is it still just as degraded?
yeah. Physically.
Yes. Then we'll go. Best not poke the hornet's nest.
This way.
You go across. Through make it to the exit. All right, you make it to the first or down. As you go down to the floor, this next floor, this floor has more of a change than the others. Whereas the others are just kind of mindless going through. You exit out here, one of the beasts approach you and go, "What you want?"
What do they look like?
They look like here. Look kind of like the form they are taking right now is of almost like a it's as small as like a dwarf in terms of height. Very elongated ears, longer than like elves. Um very much more of like a bluish grayish skin. And they have sort of like the face of like a almost like a goblin or like a gnome. Kind of like mashed together. Their hands are like clawed, and they're wearing like makeshift like sort of clothing.
Are they quadruped, bipedal, or in
No, they're
between, like
standing
parrot
upright.
and rare? Okay.
What you want?
Kind
Why?
of look suspiciously at them and at his people, like,
Who you?
As Mason just kind of gives a shrug, adventurers.
Hmm.
Not enemies?
Hmm. Like squints his eyes at all of you, and I recognize you. And he points to Nox.
not here, but he's totally here.
Yes,
In spirit.
in spirit. He goes, "A deal with Chief. A pass.
Fenrir looked like he was all of
Keep
2
them
seconds away
in
from
line."
killing them for being seen.
And so instead of Fox taking the imaginary back end, takes the lead and leads people. This time, as you're being led through, you see like makeshift tents being made as you kind of walk through. To about here, you hear like a horn being blown, and as you look around, you see it starting to turn night. And you hop into a ruined building.
Getting
you s-
around to the secondary civilization being made, Fenrir is just gonna be a little surprised, might be like, "Olar's winter."
Um,
Continuing.
the horn gets blown. It gets blown for quite a while, and night comes. And the same you see though, instead of many of them hiding, you see that your arrows being fought off against. You hear spells and explosions going off. But you also see a good number of them being eaten alive, being torn apart. It is a war zone right now. And no one seems to be worried about one house. As it is.
Fenrir will be like staring out there and watching and be like, gives me battle heart.
I'm gonna stay here, nice and safe. I know I can't fight that.
Mason just shakes his head. No. No.
Kelda, first
Mhm.
inner house you notice that instead of these crystals being in walls, there are some nice little like sconces that these crystals are affixed in this house.
How nice.
Yeah, nice little
It's
metal
an
work
important question.
too, little decorative.
Very important.
Yeah, it's very important. She's taken one.
I thought you would.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
As
tempt the rogue.
the night goes on, fighting until daybreak. Once daybreak happens, you're cheering, you hear hurrahs as you exit out of the house and continue down thing. Several warriors wounded and hurt, and others patching them up like claws. Like they like rip apart curtains in like buildings and like wrap up stuff with them and take them their main camp. And within, I would say, about a couple hours, the stairs, and Catface goes, not going to be the best. I wonder if they're still.
Made me want to fight. Hard to hide.
It's not monsters I'm worried about. Next floor is where they experimented on us. Knox.
Mason was gonna ask, and Knox too. We're not here.
Can't be helped. As you go down, that's where we're gonna. Where.
Fun.
Yeah.
Like, not this one.
For the trauma
This
floor.
Yeah.
You need the special trauma, right?
Yep.
Always.
It builds character.
I do like that you're just, charting to me every time. Say, hey, there's some stuff you could steal. Do you want it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just sitting there. Like the crystals
Well,
are pretty much
Yeah.
just sitting there. When it comes
Well,
to
what's funny
anything
is
like gold or anything like that, this entire place has been picked clean for all of that. The only place that
Yeah.
hasn't been is um is the castle, which if you look down at any point, down where the glass is, you would see large storms just raging all the way at the bottom. Just constant storms raging, and they're very powerful. You feel as though like the storm itself is alive and protecting something down there.
So there's definitely some stuff that could be stolen down there.
If you can get
Also-
past a murderous thing, yeah.
Yep. Also, better you than me, since also rogue, but more of the swashbuckler stabby stab than the takey take.
Calda is
I'm taking
100% the takey take kind.
Fenrir is better at taking things if they're already holding them.
Anyways,
Now he wants to take the evil sword.
we will see you all next time. Bye bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.